Hey, Scott here. This is a song called Sometime off my latest record, Worried Mind. This is the last track on the record. Probably the first song I wrote for the record. And I wanted to break down the Pro Tools session to show you some of the pieces that went into making the song, because it's not so straightforward. There's a lot of synths that are kind of acting as drums in a way. There's some guitars that kind of sound like synths and whatnot, pianos that sound like synths. So I wanted to kind of break it down and show it to you because it was a lot of fun to put together, and I'm really proud of the sound of this song and of the whole record. So I want you to take a listen. Everything's going through the SSL style bus compressor from Audioscape and an EQ6 stereo equalizer from High Voltage Audio. Very subtle touches. Aside from that, nothing else is outboard. The song was first recorded using acoustic guitar. Two takes, guitars are panned, a little bit of EMT 140 verb, like 20% on there. Channel strip, I love this plugin. What I do is I carve off the high end just to give it that warm, tapey sound. I love it. And then slates, VMR, probably doing compression, a little bit of high boost, a lot of that saturation tools, tons of high cut. I'm always cutting highs. So the first thing I did, this was the only song on the record I played piano on. Second song I played piano on, but I recorded this piano. Again, this is probably one of the first songs recorded on the record, and it was really meant to stay just the piano and acoustic. That was the kind of the idea. I really liked that.
What did you need in the sunlight?
I thought it'd be kind of cool to end with like all organic instruments. It ended up getting totally out of control, but
did it just feel right?
I was pretty stoked with that sound originally. While I was recording the piano, I ended up recording this solo as a second take because I couldn't play the chords in this at the same time. So this is a second take. Then a couple weeks later, I was playing with that hook, and I ended up bouncing it down to stereo and reversing it. And that's what it sounds like here, with some delay, obviously, and it completely reversed. And this created this like, so that's the do-dum, do-dum. That's that hook played in reverse with delay. And that created this like drone that you hear
Thought I was over
in the background.
this time.
Then the second thing I added was this Moog. It was one of the first things I recorded when I got the Moog. It's just these single note, it's like walking up the chord. This is probably even just like walking up like tones. And I'm opening the filter, and there's like that little bit of warble on it, and then there's some of the virtual verb suites from Slate. And so then it on the bridge, it keeps getting bigger, and you hear that glide time. It's like when I go back to lower down on the Moog, it takes a while to kind of fall back down, and that gives that a little bit more of like it had this air siren, like a nuclear disaster type of sound, and it just kept getting louder and scarier. So even though I wanted to keep the song really simple and organic, I just couldn't deny that Moog and the reverse piano, and I had to make a choice, and I went with it. And then I was pretty much done toying with it until I was playing around with the vocal beats, and on the rest of the record had a lot of the vocal beats going on, so I felt the need to keep that going. And I found this beat that reminded me so much of Take Me Home from Phil Collins. And it was actually a preset. It was just, I opened it up. It's going through the Moog. That's why you hear that like weird phasing because of the resonance in the filter. But it's, that's it. That's just that beat, and I had to keep it because it just fit the song.
Gonna get over it.
And it gave it a little bit more of like a, we're going somewhere, a pop feel, a little bit, I don't know, it felt like it treated the song well, and it gave it this modern analog drum machine without killing the tune, in my opinion. There's these little roads. Again, all the Rhodes playing I did on the record, and so it's all just single note things because I'm a bit of an idiot. This is just, that's it. And then this is like on the opposite side, they're hard panned, and it just kind of this call and answer.
But I was over it.
The whole song, it's happening with the beat, and it gives it that urgency that like something's going wrong. I liked it.
Thought I was over.
Two more things. This Yamaha little FM style synth, and there's a phase mistress and pan man happening, and a little plate. All those are Sound Toys toys, and it's just cool. You know, it just comes in towards the end. My friend Allison's on here. She's on all my songs with a little bit of auto tune.
Why did you leave? Did it just feel right?
And the last thing is, when Allison was here, we were recording her vocals, and during her takes, I was like, while she was warming up, I was tapping my pencil on this desk here, and that's this sound right here. Just kind of tapping it. You can hear her in the background a little bit. So then I added a lot of delay. There's 3 echo boys in there. I don't know what it's doing, and some reverb. And it kind of gave it a little bit of this like clicking percussion. To be honest with you, I can't justify like the decisions, but when you hear a sound, it just feels right, you know? It feels like something eerie. It fits the vibe. And I just kept it. I didn't think about it too much. The Rhodes kind of fade out here, and the vocal beats. You can see here that the vocal right here, the vocal filter's closing up, which is cool. It reminded me of those concerts where like in the 80s and 90s where like they would play the song and the band would leave and the curtains would come down. And it's a good way to end the record.